All right, let me try something real quick. We're gonna look into this. Okay, first like, this is the picture that was posted earlier today, with channeled writings, not too long ago actually. First like, and it came out with another card that had to do with like viralness. I forget what it was, but it was something like, you know, maybe it'll come out. I don't know. But yeah, oh here it is. Yeah, Insta famous. And so, what's the vibe that you would get with first like an Insta famous going viral? That's kind of what I was thinking, at least. So let's viral this, because what happens with a virus? So we got ghosted reversed. We want a story, right? Everybody likes a good story. New gig reversed. So is it saying old gig? Is it saying don't do a new gig? Because right here we see a scene of an office desk. Like, it's congratulations, there's a bottle of champagne. You've got mail. It's reversed. Don't start the new job. Don't start the new job. It's a distraction. It's a karma loop. It'll keep you doing the same old and not getting out of the labyrinth. You want out of the labyrinth? You got to get out of the labyrinth. That's how you do it. Is not starting the new gig. Whatever that means. It's figurative. Okay. Teletherapist. I'm doing that right now, am I not? Look at it. Except I'm talking to myself, kind of. Or am I? So, this is something that has plagued me for years. Why is it that other readers have such visibility, so many views, and I've got one, you know, kind of vibe? What the frick am I doing wrong? Because, you know, this is a hot mess, but if I got my setup and I'm doing professional, I wasn't doing anything different. And for a time there, I was helping a lot of people and they were all resonating with me. But then something happened where it just got weirder and weirder. And I was like, and then I'm talking to just one person, and, you know, this is the last year. My thought is, what is taking him so long to get his shit together? I don't get it. Well, Karma Loop cereal is what it was. Not to say that there isn't more peeling back of the onion layers. Sure, there is. There always is. But at some point, you got to go, you know what? Like, how much more of this do I need? And I don't understand what happened more recently and why on a human level. I'm just choosing to say, you know, sure. I just, there's no other way to it's a hindsight thing. How about that? That's how I'm seeing it energetically. Because I have had some dreams lately that are now coming up. And I don't know. It's just, it's not easy. Let's just put it that way. All right. Sugar daddy. Who is the sugar daddy? Who are the sugar daddies? Who comes around with briefcases of money? It's like Squid Games, except it's bribes, right? It's like, if you do this, this is yours. Now, what happens if you say no? See, this is what it is. People think, well, I have to say yes because otherwise they're going to kill me. Maybe. So you're like, well, I might as well get the money then. Because at least, it's like I don't have a choice and they're offering me money. I might as well take the money since I don't have a choice. The alternative is I will no longer exist. And or worse, it'll be hard on my family. They'll do something to my family, so on and so on. So who's the sugar daddy, you know? It means nothing to them. All they're trying to do is control things. And they know what controls people. Money. So if you guys were able to be controlled by something else, they would use that. if they could control your oxygen, they would. They do in the year 2038. They profit off of canned air that you guys wear as an accessory with different scent flavors, and you get it like a subscription every month. Your designer blinged out bags that you put your little canned air in for aesthetics, and it's like so freaking trendy. What flavor you got this month? Oh, I got a library book. Ooh, what do you got? Oh, I got burning wood. Because the air quality is just so shit from all the pollution and all of the landfill overages and all the, you know. Oh, don't even talk about how many trees have been cut down by 2038 to the point where, oh, it's a problem. So then you guys have these AC units that will filter the air for you. So as long as you're in your home, in your transportation, or in some kind of like interior building, you're fine. But as long as it's been retrofitted with this new AC unit type thing that filters the air for you. But if you're walking around outside, you can't go for a jog. You can't even go for a walk unless you have your air tank thing. Okay, so there's that. That's 2038 on your current parallel as it looks right now. Assuming you can get that far. Because that's assuming these guys don't do anything between now and then, and you guys just continue to run it the way it is right now. That's actually really important to note. But what they want to do, what we're hypothesizing that they want to do, is instead winter is coming. So what they want to do is have a blackout for approx 2 weeks. In that 2-week span of time, what they are going to do is let it kind of like everybody speculate or whatever. No more trash collection. Everybody's food is going to go bad. The stores won't be open. There will be no gas stations. Approx 2 weeks. Then what they're going to do is rain down flyers. These flyers are going to say, come to this address. There's going to be FEMA camps set up. The roads will be clear, so they'll be able to do all what they need to do. Do you really think they're not going to have access to power and all the things? They're selectively doing this. Okay. So you're going to arrive at the FEMA camp willingly because they're going to say, we have food, we have everything you could ever need. People are going to be starving by then. So, willingly. Upon entry to FEMA camp, you sign a form without even reading it. You're discouraged from reading it. They rush you. If you say, no, I want to read it meticulously, you are a problem. They will pull you to the side. They will berate you. You will be getting a vaccine upon entry. This vaccine kills you. You don't know this. They don't give it to children. They only give it to anybody above a certain age. Now, who starts dying first? The elderly. Nobody bats an eye. Then the parents start dying. Once all the adults are dead, the children are now unaccompanied to the highest bidders. Now this is for average everyday folks, right? What do I would say you guys, but whatever. What do you guys have? You guys have some underground facility shit lined up, some of you, and or you know about it, and or you've heard about it, rumors, and or. I can't even believe what you did to me. I'm telling you guys, it's a problem because if you don't know about it, they don't consider you to be you know. Me, I'm so great. What do you... Clearly not. Clearly they don't want you. I don't know how to word it better because it's not like an ego problem. They are being selective for a criteria that you probably are lucky, or not lucky, but, well, no, that too. Oh God, don't even get me started on the breeding stuff that they want to do with the babies. Okay, moving on. Quarter life crisis. That's what you're in right now. I don't care how old you are. This is your quarter life crisis, as in you got a quarter of however long to avert this. Are you going to comply when they come to you and tell you something? Because this is what you need to do. This is really simple. They approach you. They start out with a low-level enforcer, probably a human. If you're problematic, they report back. They're going to send somebody else. Let's say, hypothetically, they send a repto. Okay? You know what advantage you've got? You got their number, 86. Do they know that number by, like, if you say 86, do they know what that means as far as the reptos go? No. Maybe actually now, but I don't think so. When I say now, I mean as it comes to the time of this might happen. Okay, so what you would do is you would say, listen, I know you don't know this yet, but something along the lines of, I don't know who you report to, but I report to your boss who's off planet. You don't have the memo? Like, with confidence and assurance, and like, you might want to go check with your boss off planet, because that's who I report to. You're not going to tell me what to do. Oh shit. I might need to check in, actually. The fuck is this about? They're not going to fuck with you. What they're going to do is they're going to start talking amongst. And if you all do this, say, I don't know. I don't know who sent you here. I don't know if you're working for the humans, but I report to your boss off planet. They're going to go, wait, what? Okay. So their boss off planet, we call 86. They don't know this yet, but it's going to start spreading. When it does, the way 86 works is he channels through only a few select humans for reasons. Can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. So when he comes through, he's going to ass chew them in a way to say, reroute 180. You are no longer doing their bidding. In fact, you're enforcing divine justice. What does divine justice look like? You guys might not even fucking see it. It's going to be these people that you've never even met. You don't even know who they are. Could technically be listening right now. Technically. But if they were hearing this, would go, oh, our days are very numbered. We're so fucked. To have this kind of message be broadcast in such a way and all the factors. Well, here's the thing. We got Paul. They got Paul. Who's Paul? Think about it. If we say Paul, they don't know who the fuck Paul is. They think Paul is a person. They don't get it. It's a code word, right? It's such a way that's like to our advantage. It's not just to conceptualize and or unite. It's better than that. Who the fuck is Paul? They all got Paul? Fuck, who's Paul? All right. Well, here's the deal. Paul is Willow. Here's a problem with Willow. It's within Paul. Well, let me help you understand what the fuck I just said. You want to talk about labyrinth? A labyrinth within a labyrinth. That's what we already have. We already have so many labyrinth layers right now that every time you go to sleep, labyrinth. Every time you build a labyrinth within a labyrinth, you're getting more fucked. We're talking about cemented. It's a potential problem that we really need to fucking figure out. We thought we were concerned about CERN, and we were. But now we got Willow coming up online, who's going to potentially have the ability to create a conscious... You guys don't even understand what the fuck I'm saying. Listen to me. Look at all this. Now imagine a supercomputer, and within it is this. Can you understand what I'm telling you right now? You guys are within one of those. How do you feel about that? Does it freak you out? It should. It should. You want to get out of it, right? Do you guys want to be in that? Look at it. Look at the picture of it in your mind. What's up? You're in there. We're all in that right now. Yet, does it bring up fear, anxiety, whatever, trepidation about the idea of... Probably, yeah. It's designed to. It's a fail-safe to keep you trapped here. Not with the intention of trapping, but with the intention of you being okay with it. Like, I want to stay and play. Like, it's not meant to be deceiving, but it has become such. So, it's a problem. We have certain things here planted, literal, plant medicine, in order to help us break out. But then, because... Skeeter, I think, or fly, I don't know. The fly on the wall, you know. Anyways, you got this problem of how the mind is designed to keep you wanting to... Every time you go to break out, it freaks you out. Something like that. Quarter life crisis. So the way to placate the anxiety of that, of the escape hatch type scenario, is simple. We just stay and play for now. We make good peace with the understanding of what we understand this is. We don't allow Willow to become a Paul. That would be appalling. We must ensure nobody creates a Sims type game with true consciousness in it, such as this. Okay, that's step one. Step two, the intermediary between here and the next level up is the ships. The ships are fourth dimensional. They exist within the two because they can bridge between the two. You can literally go from the next level up through a portal in order to be able to come here. It's been said so many times there's a size difference. Well, of course there's a size difference. Imagine the entire universe within a supercomputer and you're standing outside of it. How big are you in relation to the supercomputer? So, yeah. Imagine how would you get in it? You have to go through the fourth dimension. So often people will talk about the fourth dimension has to do with time. Not to say it doesn't. But really, we refer to it as size. It is like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but not like this. You go through. Think about on one side you have the big circle and on this side you have the point. So as you walk down the hallway, you get smaller and smaller. It's a vantage thing, but with the fourth dimension, the vantage becomes a reality. It's an illusion optically to say, okay, as I walk down the hallway, I'm going to get smaller and smaller. The illusion becomes reality. Okay. In theory, we're going to be able to walk on the ships if we can get disclosure, if we can get open contact. Then we're going to transfer our consciousnesses to the light bodies and be on the ships. Then the ships are going to go out. And we're going to close this place down. But until we do, we're going to enjoy it here. That That is the soft transition. Think about this, okay? The way to get out of here is to die. Damn, that sucks, right? When I die, I'm going to end up on the ship. Okay, that's actually manageable. Well, what if we want to do this tomorrow? We're not going to freaking drink the Kool-Aid. We're not going to whatever. You know what I mean? Like, what's the best and easiest way to transition your body without doing something drastic or dramatic or whatever? Go on the ship. You lay down in the tube. Your consciousness goes beep boop. Hey, what's up? I'm here over here now. That body goes and gets incinerated. Very peaceful and nice. Say goodbye. You don't even care anymore. What's this? I got new features. This is fun. Ooh, I can go invisible. Ooh, I can do this. You know, it's like cool, right? Now you're on the ship though. You're like, oh, this is boring. No fresh air. I'm on mission, trying to help these people awaken and ascend, blah, 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 for a long ass time. However, when we go to sleep on the ship, it's more like vibrant, potent, memorable, all the things. To have dreams within the dreams, you know, like we're layers down. We suspect there's a layer below us. And when I say suspect, how do I explain this part? Maybe it's an off branch. I'm not sure. Oh, then there's planet K2, K-E-T-U or K-2, nicknamed. That place is more robotic in consciousness. And when because we use them for dream recording, once we ascend here, they're going to ascend there. We don't even have to try. It's like they're linked to us consciously. So we're harder. No, okay, take it back. They're harder to awaken because nothing shocks them. You can go up to them and smack them in the face and they'll look at you and be like, it's really weird. What happens if you go up to somebody and smack them in the face here? The whole freaking world talks about it and somebody gets canceled and it's fucking weird. They would be like, you know, hey, did you know on Earth that if you go up to somebody and smack them, this and this and that, they'd be like, you know, it's hard to awaken people with that mentality. It's actually easier to awaken people who get shock and awe, like drama, like gossip, and all the things. Because you can figure out by using your dreams, by using divination, as to how to do. Furlough reversed. Oh, yeah. They're loving this government shutdown, you guys. I'm going to tell you for real. They're so all about it. They will keep it going on indefinitely. I mean, has it ended yet? Could end tomorrow. All I'm saying is it's to their advantage when the government is in discord. They love how the government is set up right now. Can't get anything done. That's what they want. They want everything to perpetuate, stay the same forever and ever. Until, well, reptiles want to get off planet and go home, whatever that means to them. That's not what we want to tell them. We want to tell them, no, we're going to transfer you guys to like humanoid light bodies. Wait, what? You can do that? Yes. They're going to be all about that life. They already hate the elites, actually, but they feel like they're between a rock and a hard place. So, the elites are weak asses who are only who and what they are is because they have enforcers, both human and reptilian. So the humans are actually more hard-headed and you can't logic and reason with them. That's why you want to be difficult and get the reptilian to show up. And if you are like, hey, are you a reptilian? I don't think you'd actually say it like that, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like if you suss them out and you're like, man, that's a reptilian, be like, you know, I don't know who you report to, but I report to your boss off planet and you might want to check in with them. They're not gonna fucking take that lightly. But they don't know how to check in with their boss off planet. See, that's the fun part. So you know what they're going to do is whisper amongst themselves and word's going to spread. And they're going to start saying, what the fuck is this about? Meanwhile, the elites are going to start realizing that they only have human enforcers. Because the green ones are going to kind of like start dropping off and not dropping off, but like distancing, separating. The elites are just too stupid. Like they won't ever think that that would happen. They think they're the best shot for getting them what they want, which they don't even know what they want, most likely, but they know they don't want... Okay, how about this? Do you really think they care about awakening and all that shit? No. They just care... You know what they... No, that is what they want. They want to get off planet. Anything that'll help that. So they want open contact and disclosure and shit. They'd be fine with it. You don't need disclosure of aliens off planet when you have them already living among you. It's their planet, originally. And we are hybrids that they are meant to keep in line. Well, then, over time, when the elites became how they are, with Paul, literal, the same one we use, somehow it turned around to where they were, like, doing their bidding. Don't ask me. What we need to say is, this is your planet. Why aren't you running it right? That's really what it is. We're taking it from both the elites and you guys because you're supposed to be running it. Do you want it back? Fucking do your job. Divine justice. You all know who the shit ones are. Exterminate time. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. Use common sense and do what you got to do. Not women and children unless they're, not children, but not women like wives and shit unless they're like part of it. Some of them are, obviously. But like what you really, really want is for their, like, let's just say like overnight. The general public will have no fucking idea this happened. Then, assuming you did it the slow way, you notice you no longer have people coming and messing with you. You can get more shit done because nothing's being like deterred, or people aren't getting phone calls telling them vote this way, vote that way. Nobody's getting knocks at their door at 2 a.m. or not even knocks. Having somebody at gunpoint at your bedside saying, you're going to vote no tomorrow or else, like, was that a dream or did that happen? I don't know, but I'm voting no. Just shit like that. Persuasion and manipulation and all the things. Y'all didn't know that Zetas are the ones who control voting. Doesn't matter the popular vote or the electoral college. They determine who they want to be the president amongst the ones that are put up. You know what I mean? Like, let's say they want Bernie for president. Well, nobody's going to go for that. So that's not even on the table. But between two people, oh yeah, they're definitely going to tip the scale one way or another. So they're going to say, we speculate we can get a hold of this person and get through to them. And or they're more in alignment with what we're trying to do. We speculate this person is, how about this? Needs a practice run. Go, regroup, come back in. But then what happened? Fizzled out. Why? Multiple reasons. Need it back again. Need that fire again. So, what are we going to do with the fire, though? Ideally, fire it up amongst all. Need it to spread like wildfire. So, everybody's poised and ready, but what is happening? We're waiting on a signal. Not really. You're lucid, you're aware, you're awake, you're understanding what this is. You understand that your consciousness is within this reality of willow layer. That sucks. But you also realize, well, shit, if we do what we got to do, I could walk my ass on a ship, get transferred into a light body, no longer have to be here unless I want to, with the light body, mind you, walk back off the ship, go to the outer rings, hang out with Michael Jackson, go bring back somebody who has passed, because time in the mainframe is suspended. So it's like when you transfer your consciousness, boop, when they get pulled out, boop, and put into a light body, they're going to go, what year is it? 1997? No, we brought you back. You're in a light body. Check it out. Oh, what the hell is this? They're not going to even know. They're going to have to be spun up, which is what happens when anybody gets off the ship, or rather wakes up on the ship. Not many people wake up on the ships. Not many. So most people go into the mainframe, never to be heard or seen from again. They don't mind. It's like ceasing to exist in a certain sort of way. It's not like you're consciously aware that it's like when you are pulled forward and asked questions of, it's like, yes, I know I'm here. Yes, I know who I am. Da 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 da. Okay, bye. We're done with you. You pretty much don't exist anymore in any sort of way that matters. I don't know how to explain it. Just some people may be freaked out by the concept. Other people may be like, okay, yeah, big deal. It is a big deal if you really do want to exist, though. If you enjoy life in some sort of way when it's good. If you enjoy the concept of exploring the cosmos or all the things. So, yeah. Most people are excited about the idea of potentially being able to colonize Mars, it's a future life, because in a linear way, it's this long. Life 1 to life 7, let's say. But then you take it and you segment 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. And then you stack them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say on life 7, cyberpunk life, as we call it, is futuristic. That's because linearly, it happens after here. It happens after life 5 as well. However, parallel-wise, we are currently living on the moon. Currently, as we speak. That's why we can record dreams there. We are currently living on Mars. That's why we can record dreams there. We are currently living on Earth in the future. That is why we can record dreams there. Because it's linear, chopped, stacked. So, now you can't jump to it other than dreams. Unless you get on the ship, you go through the portal to said life. It can be done for reasons. You can get transferred. You can get approval. You must understand, this is really important to note. Being a human comes with the privilege of not knowing any of this shit. Means you can get away with fucking murder, literally. Once you know this shit, you're on mission, you report to higher power, and guess what? You only have free will when you have free will. You only have free time when you have free time. Technically, you never do. But because there's not much to do right now, unfortunately, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. And by the way, speaking of said, not a lot to do right now, Karma Loop Serial is what's happening right now. Is that every day is exactly the same. It's weird. If you notice it, it's weird. That's because we're 10 years behind. This was already supposed... In fact, let me show you guys something. This is fucking cool. This journal that the collective writings are in started out in August of 2020. Okay, it says, as you read this, remember, this is a dream. This is not the real version of you. This is a distortion based on your experiences and circumstances, the life you were born into, and your identity of your human body. Divine purpose for this writing is to continually remind you of this fact, that this is the dream. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? Next one was August of 25. So 5 years later, says, why are we 10 years behind schedule? Because if you think about the concept of a do-over, and we began at a certain point, the two of you and the two of us went into our respective roles at the same time, in which you and I were separated, which sucked immensely, by you being incarnated and me being on the ship, 10 years from when we met on the do-over approximately, and with accelerated time, 1 year per 10 years. Don't bother doing all the math. You understand the difference, or what the thing is though? Is that we were supposed to have done what we're doing now 10 years ago. But it would have been sloppy. It might not have worked. So what happens if we fail and have to redo all this again? I really do not want to find out. I can't think of any scenarios that are positives. I'm not even sure I know what a successful outcome is at this point. They will tell us, do this, do that, and we do. And then they give us more and more. The perks we get pale in comparison to what we were promised. First off, they never said that we would be apart. Never that you and duplicate Angie would be so different. I was truly scared you would come out. You cannot talk. I was truly scared you would come to hate me. I'm surprised you don't at this point. I absolutely hate that you still have amnesia at night for the most part. You tell me things, but you don't remember at all. Okay. Old news. Moving on. August 18 of 25. August 11th of 25. I skipped this page on accident, so I wrote this one first. Check this one out. Dear Angie, we have to prep you for OC prior to alerting the AMC, as in American Military Complex, of OC, due to it not being understood at this time across the board. Time is of the essence, as you know. The world is in dire need of this. So what do you suggest we do? And we will pose it to the system and see what pops. Keep in mind, the approval could take time. So we will continue to work with you in the meantime, so you aren't shocked by the presence of an ET craft. Don't worry about this. Or that, like what I was thinking. It says, I was thinking about having my phone charged. We probably won't be able to have proof, but you will be convicted more than a dream would be. We were hypothesizing an actual UFO going to my backyard, me with my phone, recording it, getting on it, doing a tour, and uploading that crap to social media. Not that anybody would believe it, but who cares? Would the elites have a problem with that? Probably not, because it doesn't mess with what they're trying to do, which is now they would if it started doing, making people go, oh my God, like we're awakening, whatever. That's what they don't want. They don't want people to stop consuming, working. God forbid, if I say we're going to wipe everybody's debt clear, they'd lose their minds. They don't want that. They want people in debt. So they keep coming out with technology, devices, goods and services and whatevers. Buy, debt, debt. Work, pay. Cha-ching. They don't really care, actually, about the money. They care about everybody doing what they're supposed to do. Get in line, be a good soldier, go to work, pay your bills, pay your taxes, be a good American, be a patriot. Do not question anything. Basically. Because that's their assumption. The way that they have kids indoctrinated in the schools, the way that the medical system is set up, and all, even higher education, the way it's set up, all the things are meant to keep everybody in line and conform. And religion, too. They structured religion in a way that made it so that people would never question, okay? Because it's blasphemous think about it. Jesus was killed because he said, I am God. That is why they killed him, right? It's one thing to say whatever the fuck and whatever. I mean, and plus he was flipping the tables. See, you don't want to turn the tables in the temple. You don't want to fuck with their status quo and tell people not to spend and blah, 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 blah. It's a textbook for freaking what's going on right here. You guys start getting weird about money, that's going to be a problem. Here's the thing. You're all Jesus. Think about it. Instead of just one, if everybody does it at the same time, they can't do it. They can't control everybody. Look over here, look over here. And especially if it's confusing or it's random or it's like sporadic, as in like, this is about this is about, see, I don't really know. We are trusting Paul, as in working both sides. Paul is on our side. In order to be on our side, Paul has to make them think he's on their side. You got to put your trust in it. It's scary to think that Paul could be telling them the same thing. Like, hey, you guys know what they're planning on doing is whatever. Like, think about it. Paul can be like, they're doing what you're doing. But as far as we know, they don't know how to meditate and do this. They only know how to do it with their computer systems. And that is a huge disadvantage for them. They have hallways at the Vatican of people, and this is really going to freaking blow your mind, people who are isolated because they don't want them tainted with Mandelas. Your reality, they're constantly changing your reality and you just don't even know. When I say changing your reality, how do I explain this? It means that if these used to be pears, not avocados, you would be like, no, they've always been avocados. Well, guess what? The guy in that one room they'd say, hey, what was the food item on the back of those cards? And they would say pears, because they never were exposed to the change of it being avocado. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's just a very stupid, minor example. They do it with realities. For example, timeline 2028, nuclear winter this year. They simulated, no, they didn't just simulate. They literally deployed a nuclear weapon on the West Coast somewhere. It affected the entire United States, even England and stuff. I say and stuff. It affected the world, obviously, but it changed the weather here. It made it a drought. If you lived past the FEMA camps, power outs, because they used it, you know what I mean? Like they really made it the way they wanted. So they have somebody who's in a hallway who, I don't know how they do this part particularly, but basically they channel that perspective only to not be Mandela'd by what the reality is. So here's what happened. This is what's really freaking crazy, is we were starting to change realities meditation-wise, and their channeler person was saying one thing, and they were like, that does not match what is going on. So then they started checking other things, like historical things. Come to find out, Jesus never was crucified. He went off and did this and this and that and that. Because we altered it, they were pissed. Because they were afraid that word was going to get out. And that it's not to say Jesus never was. It's that there was an alternate reality in which the guide went back, talked to him, said, hey, stop doing this and this, do this and that instead. Never ended up getting crucified. Rippled out all the things. They found out and they went, who the fuck is doing this? Now here's the thing, 86 is their guy at the time. Okay. Guide starts fucking with 86. He thinks it's Repto's fucking with him. He goes, wait, that was you? That was you guys? On the ship? Arcturian light bodies, humans, guides? You want to fuck with me? See, we didn't know about alternate realities at the time. Then he goes, you know what? He started looking into the Angie and Jay lives and all the things. And he's like, you know what? I want to change tactics. So then we got him on our side. We got, and they met him, by the way, off planet in a dream. Face to face, toe to toe. No problem. Because if you know information and you have confidence behind it, it's only when, you know how they say, you know, like certain animals, they can smell fear. It's like that. If you're really legitimately like, I know what I'm talking about. As a human, you don't know what the hell you're talking about at all, but you're channeling it in, then you do. So that's the downside. Your conscious mind has no fucking idea what you're talking about. But as long as you're in channel mode and it's flowing through you, and depending on how deep you're channeled right now, like I can listen to this back if I felt like it. I might not be remembering it unless I do. Okay, big deal. I was this deep 10 years ago, but it wasn't as integrated. So what happens is like the whole thing with the doubts creeping in. Okay. Personal trainer. Do any of you have literal, regular ass, everyday life people that you can start convincing of, not convincing, how about this? Enlightening. We don't need to convince anybody of anything. We need to enlighten everybody. So get them understanding the reality of things. Okay, how about this? Exposure of reptilians. Airplane lady. Who silenced Airplane lady? The CIA. Why? Because they don't want it known that reptilians are enforcers of the elites. CIA's on their payroll. They want to keep reptilians under wraps. This is our you know, these are our guys. So here's the thing. They're like, take her out. What'd they say to Carrot Top? Shut your fucking mouth, bitch. He's like, okay. We're pissed. Because we're like, dude, this was your fucking chance. Carrot Top, you should have fucking said something. Go on Joe Rogan and fucking say something. Stop being a little wussy ass bitch. Go tell Rogan about reptilians. What the fuck you doing? Now, does Joe know about reptilians? Fucking yeah. So what is he gonna do when he's like, yeah, dude, it was a reptilian? You know, I don't even know. I can't speculate. I don't care. It's too late. Who cares now? What happened with Kirk? That was a message, wasn't it? Everybody got fucking scared from that. Well, shit, they shot that dude in plain daylight for speaking his mind. And nobody's raising red flags about this, saying, what the fuck? In fact, they're condoning it and saying it's cool because they didn't believe with his views. Good. Well, I don't believe with your views, actually. So if you get shot in broad daylight, is that good? No. Why? Because you're right and this person's wrong according to you and or the vast majority of people. Nobody should be able to be exterminated for having heated opinions that differ from yours or from the group of which is the most vocal. I don't know how to word it. Now, however, here's an interesting. I was okay with the CEO thing that went down with Luigi. Why? That's different. Why is it different? You know, why does it have a different energy? It's still not considered, you know, okay to do. But in the way this Bardo works, that's the only way to do anything. Even think Unabomber. Amazing manifesto channeled in. Nobody would even read it if it weren't for him doing something drastic to get attention. This manifesto is great. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater mentality. So here's a problem. Who do you think doesn't want something like that to be considered like a good work of writing, or rather, how about this? Wouldn't want what's in it to be taken seriously and implemented, accepted, taught, you know? Who doesn't want revision of the education system? Who doesn't want people to be paid more? Who doesn't want to be taxed? I mean, when we say tax the rich, we don't give a fuck about millionaires. We give a fuck about billionaires. Truth be told. Because, okay, how about this? Should anybody be billionaires when there's people starving? Should anybody be billionaires? Sure, yes. Oh, wait, I just added a caveat. When people are starving in your own country. That's how you know you're a devolved planet. Should there be wars? That's how you know you're a devolved planet. You know, speaking first person of outside influence, extraterrestrials who would love to help you guys. Do you want our help or not? If you have wars and you have starvation, to include suffering besides starvation. Oh, don't get us started on your prison systems. Not to say your education system isn't one. Not to say your work situations aren't them. Your family lives are completely screwed. Lies in the family. You don't even talk to each other. Doesn't matter. These are all silly things. We're not going to land there until we feel some of the trash has been cleaned up. Then we'll come in and help do overhaul stuff. Big, big stuff. But we don't feel it would be appreciated if we came in right now, for one. And I mean that. We don't think it would be understood either. We think we'd have people fighting with us, as in, like, arguing with us. No, we can't do it like that. Like, really, you're going to fucking tell me to my face? You're not, okay, bye. We'll leave then. So we have our own systems that we run. You know, if you think about the stacking that was explained earlier, and we're staggered with you, our systems are outside, you know, like Russian dolls. That's what it is. You guys are the tiny Russian doll. We're a bigger Russian doll. Not the biggest, bigger. We're well aware that in order to get through to you, we have to be within one of the levels. So we are. Here we are. Well, what's up? This isn't our true form. This is not your true form. Form being a subjective term. Your consciousness is that. So as you go up and out, the population becomes less and less. Why is that? Because people are getting stuck in the labyrinths. It's a problem. So it's one thing to say, we got to awaken the mass population of all the people. It's another thing to say, to include those who have crossed over and are stuck in mainframes. That means basically, if your relative died, you're going to have to connect with them in some sort of way, whether it be telepathically or whatever, and then say, are you cool? Where are you at? You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like mediumship on crack. All right. Anything else that we can say or pass on before ending this? Oh. Something about corporations. Oh, and logos with the mandalas. And revamping certain things to be in alignment with the future. Think about it like this. Okay, if something exists in the future, it has to be created at a certain point. If we don't tell you to do it and it doesn't get done, then how the hell is it going to exist in the future? That's the kind of thing. So let's say in the future this is a pair. I'd be like, hey, future editions of this need to be a pair. We don't need to worry about the past ones, but the future ones do. That's how that part works. So it already exists in the future. We're just letting you know. So it's almost like a chicken or the egg, because we're telling you it already exists in the future. Just make it happen. For example, in the future, McDonald's is healthy and it tastes the same. Think about that. Think about that for a second, you guys. Not feeling guilt about going to McDonald's and eating the food that as is. Because as is has changed to be not just like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain how the frick they did it, but they did it. That's one thing. What's another thing? Like, we can tell you what companies are in the future. You're going to invest in them. You want to drop a few? What if it fucks up the stocks, now? That'd be funny. All right, how about this? CVS, good. Walgreens, bad. Don't know why. Not bad, but like, Whataburger's around. Obviously, I just, already said McDonald's. Who's some of the other ones that we know for sure, are solids? I mean, obviously Google, because they have Willow. And anything like, Meta, who else? Damn, I can't think right now. And then, with Rockstar Games, they're working on something, but it's not known yet. What else we got? Music-wise, too. Oh, yeah, we want to do crowd activations at concerts. See, this is down the line stuff, though, but what we're thinking of ways to do it as an activation and or spreading knowledge in a way that, okay, let's say this. Generally, musicians are kind of like apprehensive about what they say when they do their little speechy speeches at concerts, because let's say there's like a reptilian in attendance who's going to report back that like somebody's getting out of line with their crowd activation speeches. Well, guess what? Not if we tell the reptilians, like, yo, things are changing around here. Then we can really get some shit done. Because music unites people. So you get a big ass crowd of a bunch of fans. You get somebody high profile with a big audience. Tweets are going to start going around and stuffs. That was one way we were thinking about going about life. We run these, Okay, how about this? You want to take an action? Send it up telepathically. What you'll notice is the writings and the typings will shift and alter based on such. And it'll say things like, no, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. And you're like, oh, okay. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know why. I would trust it if I were you, because somebody randomly, like, who's completely blinded to knowing what the hell's going on, saying that is a little outside of, like, wrap your mind around it, How the hell? Think about it. This is the Oval Office. Where the fuck is the camera? There isn't one. It's telepathic, It's like, how the hell does this work? Well, we're all in this little stupid Willow thing. Might want to take a picture of that and frame it and keep reminding yourself we're inside that thing. Our consciousness is itty bitty bitty, so itty bitty bitty that our entire universe is within. And the only way to get out is through, as in get open contact, get disclosure to happen, mass level conscious awareness. It's fine to stay here as long as you're aware. But we got to get everybody on. Man, they can make us all go back to sleep if they wanted to. And just be mindless drones and reincarnate forever. Sucks. So I think we're ready to do this. We just got to figure out a plan and way forward. We're going to use our dreams to guide us. And blah, 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 blah. Any questions? No? Good. If so, I didn't hear any. But I'm tired. We're going to do this for the night over. And then tomorrow we'll reassess. Later.